Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Cream Puff Plays Minecraft. As you can see, everything looks a little bit different, and that's because we're not on OBS. And the reason we're not on OBS is because we are in a Snapshot 17w06a, which is the first snapshot of Minecraft version 1.12. And I thought I might take a little bit of time to show it off. Hopefully just a short little video, but we'll see how we go. First thing you'll notice is that all of the wool colors have changed. They're much more saturated, or some of them are much more saturated, a much nicer color. And overall, I think it's an improvement. The texture's slightly different as well. It's slightly less noisy. One thing you'll notice is some of these colors, for example, cyan, are gorgeous. I don't know how I'm going to use them, but I love this color. I also love the purple, even though it is a little bit intense. The dark grey here, or the grey, very, very nice. This is the dark grey. I prefer the grey. Okay, so they're the same. Have I just got two of the same? I do. I don't know why I didn't notice that before. So you'll just notice the colors are a lot nicer. Now, part of the reason they did this is because they wanted to make sure that all the colors are the same. So you can see we have the pink wool, the pink carpet, and the pink banner, all the same shade. And that is true of every single one of these colors. Jeb has been hard at work to make sure that all of the colors across all of Minecraft are very, very matchy. This is the next thing you'll notice is these new fancy colored blocks. These are brand new blocks added into 1.12, and they are called the colored concrete. So they are concrete blocks. The thing you might notice about them, and we might play with, I'm going to play with the cyan because I like the color so much. The thing you'll notice about them is that they are very, very plain and very, very, they're all about the color. No texture really whatsoever. If you get up really close, you can see there's a slight texture to them, but ultimately very little texture. These are made by first creating this powder. So this powder is interesting because it is 100% affected by gravity, just like sand and gravel. The way you create this powder is, funnily enough, by using, have I got any? No, I wasn't that organized. Sand and gravel. The two, why can't I think? The two gravity affected blocks. You put the sand in the corners, you put the gravel in the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, and then only when you put the dye in do you create the block. So we'll just create that for now. That will give us 9 lime concrete powder. That makes 9. That's rather good. Time Setoan. This powder then, as you can see, affected by gravity it falls. That's actually a really interesting looking color. Anyway, this is an interesting new mechanic that they have introduced into 1.12. You cannot smelt this powder. You can't do anything with it to turn it into concrete except for this. So just like concrete in real life, this powder requires water to be turned into the concrete block. It must be placed either in water, like this, or right next to where the water is running. If I place it, for example, here in the corner, it does not work. If I place it 1 block away from any of the water, it doesn't work. It has to be placed right next to or in the water. Basically, it has to be touching water in some way or another. I reckon that's a really cool mechanic. And has already got me thinking about some interesting ways that we might set up a city based around this concept. The final new block to show you is these crazy patterned nonsenses, which is a kind of offhand way to call them. These are the terracotta or the glazed terracotta blocks. So these remind me a lot of blocks that they used to have in modded Minecraft. They were carpets, and when you put them down, they created different patterns depending on how you put them down. And it's exactly the same as these blocks. So these blocks are directional, and I reckon this magenta would be the best one to show you. If I place it straight on, I get a left-pointed thingy. If I stand left and place it down, points up. If I stand right and place it down, points down. If I go behind, it points that way. I don't believe... yes, so if I place it like that, it still points to the left. It's as if I was in front of it. Okay, so same thing. So these are the directions. So front on, left, right, and behind. Now these can be placed in toggle downfall. These can be placed in different configurations. So obviously we could go, if we want them all to point left, easy done. If we want them all to point right or up, easy done. Yeah, that was, oh my God. Okay. So the interesting thing, like I said, these can be tiled together to create different patterns. So for example, this is not going to create a very good pattern, but I could create a pattern that looks like that. That one doesn't tile particularly well if I go that way. But if I do this way, I think none of these, the interesting thing about these is none of them pattern in quite the same way. So you don't place the blocks in all of the same way. So for example, this block had to be placed, you know, front on, and this block had to be placed, you know, from behind or whatever. They're not always the same. You know what I'm trying to say. Not always the same configuration. But quickly what I'll do is I'll take you through what each pattern looks like. Now, keeping in mind, before I do that, keep in mind that these aren't the only patterns you can make with these. I believe there's 2 or 3 patterns per block, so per terracotta block, but these are the ones that I have made. Orange glazed terracotta, red terracotta, the white, the magenta, oh no, the purple, actually the purple, the yellow, the lime, the red, the magenta, the pink, the grey, the cyan, the light blue, sorry, the cyan, the blue, the brown, and the green. So while these blocks will be a bit divisive, not everyone's going to like them, I do concede that there's some interesting things that you could do with it. So for example, I kind of came up with this little bit of a concept. If we were doing, this one especially I really like, if we were doing kind of a Moroccan town and we wanted like a tiling set that ran across the outside wall of a mosque, or, you know, inside alleyway, or even just inside a building, it does merge very well with these stone bricks, and we could even inset it a little bit just to make it look like that, which is really cool. Nice bit of detail. This is the only one I can envision that I would use that much. The rest are a little bit intense, I think. I don't mind the black, that's pretty cool. But the rest of them, I'm not really sure how much I would use them. I did come up with this though. This is the purple concrete, and this is the purple glazed terracotta. So you can see how this color is exactly the same as that color. So it gives you this seamless effect. And this I kind of envision if it was, you know, a pathway running down the center of like some evil lair. If anyone's played Chrono Trigger, I kind of envision that you'd walk down a path that looked like this on the way to the fight to Magus. I thought that would be really, really cool. So these are going to split the community without a doubt. And what I'd like you to tell me is, what do you reckon about them? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Is there anything you'd change with them? Personally, I think the lime block, if you made it so that this circle down the bottom attached to that circle at the top, would look way too much like a lime segment. And I'm not sure I'm ready for that level of hilarity. So these are the major things. Oh, in order to make the glazed terracotta, you need first a piece of colored hardened clay. So let's say we would like to make the purple. You take your hardened clay, chuck it in a furnace. Once it has smelted up, you'll get 1 block of the glazed terracotta. So you're cooking up the clay to make the terracotta, which kind of makes sense. Let's just wait till it's smelted, and boop, 1 purple glazed terracotta. So that is pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know. Let's see if I can make these look kind of cool. Not sure. Like I said, let me know what you think about these. And the final thing is something that I don't believe was even in the patch notes, but they have added savable toolbars in creative. So for example, if I now press Shift 1, I'll get my wood toolbar. If I press Shift 2, I'll get my andesite, diorite, and granite toolbar. And then if I press Shift 5, I'll get my concrete powder toolbar. So the way that you create your own toolbar is you fill your toolbar full of the items that you want. So let's say I wanted just these ones. They're going to be my Moroccan building tools. And then you would press Control and the number that you would like to save your toolbar to. So for example, Number 9, it says item toolbar saved. Restore with shift 9. If I shift 1 back to my wood toolbar. I didn't want to put down the water, but I kept putting down all the water. And then I press shift 9. I bring up my terracotta and stone brick toolbar, which is going to be very cool and very time-saving when it comes to creating buildings. Because often I find myself, for example, making this and then I'll run down here to middle click on a block that I want and then go back. But if I can just have a toolbar with all of those, it's just a shift and a number. One thing I forgot to mention is that all of the sheep colors now match the colors of the wool that they make. So we can see the magenta sheep here matches the magenta wool. The lime sheep over here matches the lime. I was going to say orange. The purple sheep matches the purple. And here the beautiful cyan sheep matches our cyan wool. It's very, very cool. And that brings us to the end of this quick little Minecraft 1.12 snapshot examination. I reckon they're going to call this the color update, because as you have a look, there is a lot of color on the screen right now. A lot of bright colors. And they're definitely trying to get that kind of unified look at all the colors in Minecraft. Let me know what you think about this update. Any other things I'd like to add? Mojang, if you're listening, slabs and stairs for all the blocks that don't have them, please. I'd appreciate that. And also comment down below what you think about the terracotta. And if you like it, and if you've already played around with it, please either tweet me a screenshot, post a screenshot down in the comments below of an interesting way that you've used the terracotta, because I would absolutely love to see some really cool ways to use that. But until next time, guys, I hope you like this video. If you do, there's a little button down there that shows me that you did, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.